Hey, you guys! It's time for another episode of Pokemon Raves and Rants Generation 3 Pokemon Part Dos or 2, depending on what language you speak. Alright, so we are going to talk about the Part 2 Pokemon that I feel strongly about from Generations 3, whether it is growing up or as an adult, because I still play the games because they're great. Let's get started.
Wobbuffet! Why? Why not? Wobbuffet! Why? Why not? Wobbuffet!
Why not? More like just why? Again, you know how I feel about baby Pokemon if you've watched my Generation 2 videos, and there thankfully weren't very many in this game. But, like, why not? Why not? I mean, come on, seriously, like, Wobbuffet's not even a popular Pokemon. Nobody really likes it. I mean, if you're competitive battling, you're using it correctly, then yeah, sure, like, whatever. But, like, a baby Pokemon version of that, A, it wasn't cute, and it looked disturbing and weird, and it's a mess. Like, I just don't even know why it had to exist. I just don't know. It's dumb. I also wanted to talk about this Pokemon. It's not necessarily like a Pokemon that I feel strongly about, but it has really, I don't know, wormed its way into my mind and I can't get it out. And that is Ludicolo.
Ludicolo, the carefree Pokemon. When Ludicolo listens to happy music, its power grows stronger, and it just has to dance.
For any of you who played the GameCube installments of Pokemon, you may remember battling a trainer that had 4 Ludicolo. And there was a beautiful melody playing in the background of the entire battle that no other Pokemon trainer used, and that was... That song has been stuck in my head, and I cannot, for the life of me, see a Ludicolo without thinking of that song. Or RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race either. RuPaul really should do a look like that. I don't know if RuPaul does cosplay, but he would be perfect as that trainer. Now, this Pokemon makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It's a really cool Pokemon. It is a Psychic type, and that is Gardevoir. Now, Gardevoir in later games becomes Psychic and Fairy, which is a really cool type combination. It's very potent. But in the earlier games, like when Gardevoir was first introduced, I was very excited about it. But then, once I started looking at Pokemon information on the internet, you could imagine the types of things that I found when I looked up Gardevoir. Gardevoir became one of those like lusted after Pokemon, and I never had really seen a lot of like hentai or whatever the word is for like essentially sexy anime characters. But it was really weird and disturbing for me to see a sexy Pokemon. I mean, I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yums here. It was just a little bit too much for me. I mean, A, I'm gay. I'm not really interested in the female form. But B, it's also a Pokemon. So, yeah. So this isn't so much a Pokemon, but a type, and that is Dragon type Pokemon. The thing that was important to me about Generation 3 is Dragon Pokemon became a little less precious. I mean, we still didn't have a lot, but it's better than only having one Dragon Pokemon released in each game. So I was really excited. There's Salamence, there is Flygon, who am I forgetting? Altaria. There was a variety coming in, and they were have varying types. It was great. There was Ground Dragon. But yeah, I was excited. And then with later installments, with Mega Evolution, then Altaria got Mega Altaria, which then turned it into a Dragon Fairy type, which was great. Now, a Pokemon that frustrated me to death in Generation 3, and that is Clamperl. The only thing about Clamperl is, again, when I first played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, I really wasn't using the internet a lot for Pokemon information. I didn't know a lot about the game. Like, you just kind of learned it as you went along. Most games are pretty straightforward. But Clamperl, I found out on the internet, you had to use 2 different items to evolve. And I was really excited, like, what kind of super cool clam or shell Pokemon am I going to get? And I was very disappointed and very confused that Clamperl evolved into 2 different eel-type Pokemon. Eel-type Pokemon that weren't really even any good. I don't know, maybe I'm just the crazy one, but I just don't understand how like an oyster or like a little pearl clam ends up having an eel. I don't know. I don't get it. But you know what? That's Pokemon for you. It doesn't always have to make sense. Now, I also want to talk about the Regis. Reggie Ice, Reggie Steel, and Reggie Rock. Now, these legendary Pokemon were incredibly hard to figure out. And again, if you weren't using the information on the internet and you were just trying to play through the games on your own, there's really no way you would figure this out unless you know how to read Braille. And I didn't know how to read Braille. I was in middle school when these games came out. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, all these codes and these dots, I have to use cut in this place. And like, how was I supposed to figure that out without like knowing how to read Braille? And I don't even think I would have known to learn Braille unless I read the internet stuff. But like, you have to use cut in a certain place, you have to use certain HMs, you had to catch certain Pokemon, and then you had to go to a certain place. It was hard to even find the area where you get that first information. Like, they made it really hard to find these legendary Pokemon. And then you get them, and they're not even that good. There's better legendary Pokemon than this. And it's time for another installment of Who's That Waste of Space? And today's Pokemon is Love Disc. Now, Love Disc is a Pokemon. It's heart-shaped. It's cute. It's like, I don't know, it's a shaped fish. But it's not particularly good in stats. It doesn't have particularly good moves, and it doesn't evolve.
I know! You can do it by using a tackle attack!
Love, Disc, love.
You have to do this, Kasserin. If not for me, do it for Loverin.
Now, I was really excited in later generations when Alomola came out, and it was a heart-shaped fish Pokemon. So naturally, I would have thought, oh, awesome! Love Disc gets to evolve. Love Disc is finally going to get the attention it deserves. I love water Pokemon. I would hate to see a water Pokemon get wasted in a one-off evolution. But anyways, I was excited to see this Pokemon. And of course, we find out that for some reason, these Pokemon are not part of the same evolutionary track. So Love Disc is still just Love Disc, and it's terrible! Alright everyone, thanks so much for watching this episode of Pokemon and Generation 3 Pokemon that I feel strongly about. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you disagree with me, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to discuss that with you. Again, these are just my opinions. These are Pokemon that I feel strongly about or have impacted me somehow in the game. It doesn't mean that I hate them. Well, alright, I hate Why Not. But it doesn't mean that I hate most of them. It's just that they had an impact on my life. So, stay tuned. There's going to be Generation 4 Pokemon in the near future. I don't know when, but it's coming. So, prepare yourself, stay tuned, and gotta catch them all. Bye!